is crazy to say. I still think this, that 20th of April, Liverpool could be champions. And if you would have picked a game for the run-in, this would be on your list. If you had 5 or 6 to go in a run-in, you would pick this as one of your fixtures. There's no two ways about it. I mean, Christ, look at Leicester City. I mean, their fans were cheering. They got a draw for the first time in ages. They've just been routinely battered, people, if you can see the screen. And I mean, 4 wins all season, 22 defeats. Only Southampton have lost more. 27 goals scored. Only Southampton have scored less. They've only scored 4 less, by the way. 72 goals conceded. Only Southampton, again, have conceded more on 77. There isn't actually a ginormous amount of difference between the two, although 8 points looks huge. They're both down. There's no doubts about that at all. And I want to be kind as I can be. You'll look at their squad, Bart, and we'll think, yeah, Vardy, you recognise the name, 7 goals, but not many for a while. There's really, in a team that scored less. The team has scored less goals than Mo Salah all season in the Premier League, people. Just to put it in perspective, Mo Salah has scored more than Leicester in the Premier League all season. Just if that helps you, do it. So this one, Bart, I mean, you don't want to be rude on this, but I'm going to guess that their stats do not make for good reading when we look at this.
They're not, mate. I mean, they are hovering around 0.5 XG created a game. And for the last 3, they're conceding over 2 XG a game. And Brighton, they conceded nearly 4 XG. So, yeah, it really isn't a great thing. You know, you look at this, I'll be telling you, wow, we're in a world of pain if these are our stats. You know, they're conceding a vast amount of shots a game, over 10 shots a game. It's just, yeah, they have not had a good season, and you could question why their approach they took. I know Southampton took the approach to try and stay as they were because they wanted to just try and contain and go with it. Ipswich again the same. We're trying to apply the same philosophy, just keep going. That's what they believe in the project. So it's kind of take the money, go back down and rebuild the car. Leicester, not sure. I think change of manager didn't help them too much. But, I mean, the other thing to note, I think you said they conceded, was it 77 goals they conceded?
Yeah.
Well, we're at 74 goals scored. So, you know, that is the bot, so 72, yes, only scored 74. That's a phenomenal amount of goals to concede in 32 games. Over 2 a game. Yeah. That is just blows your mind. Do you know what I mean? It's just, that's just a world of difference between the bottom 3, I would say, bottom 2 definitely, and the top. We were saying this under pressure, the fact that the league is actually very strong, but the bottom 3, I think, is it 2nd time in a row or 3rd time in a row that the bottom, the same teams went up, we'll go back straight back down. And having a really weak bottom team actually doesn't, it shows, so basically that everyone's got 3 points off Southampton. Yeah, everyone's only got 6 points off Southampton. So that just means that the rest of the sort of 5 to sort of 12 are really condensed because everyone's got 6 points, right? And there's a gap. But if you look at Leicester to start off with, so XG, so they're supposed to have scored 32 and they've scored 27. So they're underperforming up front by 6 goals, which isn't as bad as you might think, actually, but it probably suggests they're not creating a lot, right? So that is, as I said, 1 or below XG a game. Defensively, though, they're bang on where they should be. So they should have conceded to a game, 2 XG a game that they should have conceded. So that is who they are, right? They concede a lot of XG, which can lead to shots and chances. Points wise, they should have 21 points and they've got 18. So they've potentially been a bit unlucky, but again, you are where you are. If you're conceding 2 XG a game and you're only creating less than 1, that's not good metrics to be for. So yeah, I would suggest We're playing them at home, aren't we? I've just seen if they're any better at
Oh,
home.
we're at Leicester. We're
Yeah,
away.
that's what I'm saying. We're playing them at Leicester. Sorry. So Leicester at home are worse in front of goal. They're 7 behind what they should have done, and defensively, they're bang on. So again, home or away, they can see 2 a game. All right. So there you go. I think, as you said, if you wanted to pick a team that you would put on a really important game in a run-in, Leicester would be one of them. And then I think this actual block of 3 that we have, where people are a bit worried about Fulham, and Fulham were a very relatively strong side this season. But the next 3 for me, we're always like, yeah, we should be all right here, because we've got West Ham, but for different reasons, Leicester away, and we've got Tottenham at home. So there you go.
I mean, it's actually crazy when you do the straight maths. In 32 games, they've conceded 72, which actually breaks down as 2.25 goals a game, 2.25. I mean, that's insane. Is it literally fair to say, when we look at their stats, as in 0.5 XG for most games, their attacking metric, on course, like, just for any doubt, people, they should be conceding 2.25 goals a game. That's exactly what the metrics show.
Yeah.
That is, in terms of the Premier League, because we've talked about this, it's been nonsense to suggest the Premier League is the weakest it's ever had been, because we've just watched West Ham come to Anfield and thought, Bowen's a good player, Paqueta's a really good player, Kudus could cause you problems. All 3 of those, if they're on the market, interest the top 6 and big clubs, no doubts about it. But is it just in terms of, you can be this blunt, can't you? That is the performance of a championship team. If a championship team comes up, we'll probably say, do you know what, Bart? They'll get about 0.5 XG most games and concede 2.25. Isn't that not just a championship team metrics?
Yes. If you don't make any changes, which I don't think Leicester largely have, I think they've gone with what they had. That's what you're going to get. It's the same with Southampton at the bottom. That's the championship team. Like, you're not going to make any changes. You're not going to try and adapt, because you can go 2 ways. You can accept you're going to get defeat, you're going to get relegated, and just try and play your way out and do as you are, or you can upgrade the spine of your side. Yeah. Neither of them really did that. So that's pretty much what you're going to get, because the difference between the Championship and the Premier League is getting bigger. Yeah, we can see that now with the bottom 3 sides going back down again, same as they came up. So Ipswich somehow they picked a bit of form up recently, to be fair to you. But they're still only on 21 points. I mean, we say that with a caveat. They're still on 21 points. That's still sort of 9. 35 is the next nearest side, right? So they're still quite some way adrift.
Yeah, it is really insane, the distance. I mean, in terms of just a quick one for Ipswich, because for those who do want the League One as quickly as possible, if Ipswich beat Arsenal and we beat Leicester, we expect one of those to happen, then we take the title at the weekend. Ipswich, you mentioned, have picked up a teeny bit. Is there anything to give us hope? Because it's at Portman Road, importantly. So for their home form, anything when we might be thinking, could Liam Delap, that big, beautiful human, just smash in a late winner or anything like that at all?
Give me 2 seconds. So Ipswich, if we look at home, all right, because it is at home, and I think they do play dramatically different. So they should have scored 17 goals at home. So they're underperforming by 4. Defensively, though, they should have conceded 32 and they've conceded 36. So a little bit unlucky defensively at home, to be fair. So a slight. Okay, there could be something there. So they should have got 13 points at home, and they've got 7. So they have been unlucky, if you want to be, or unfortunate, should we say, at home, considering their performances. If you look at, I just laid out the last set of games that they've had. So I say they've been picking up. Basically, they've gone from being absolutely annihilated to, they've got a draw, loss, win. So they've probably got, that's not a bad, I hate saying this, but it's not a bad run for them. They've got a draw, 2 defeats, a win, a loss, and a defeat, right? That's considering they've had long stretches here where it's been defeat. It's not too bad. I mean, when they last played Arsenal, they only got beat 1-0, right?
Yeah.
And they conceded, but the problem is they only created 0.2 XG against Arsenal last time they played, and they conceded 1.8. So I think their biggest troubles has been consistently to try and create over 1 XG. If you look here, it goes from being 1.5, 0.4, 1.2, 0.8, 1.1. So that seems to be a bit of a problem area. They can, when they need to, stop the opposition down to just below 2. All right. So there could be a little bit of hope in there. But the one thing you cannot knock about Arsenal is they are defensively extremely solid. Right, they're probably better than us defensively. Right, they've sacrificed all attacking nous to be this uber defensive unit. Right, so that doesn't give you a lot of hope. But in doing so, Arsenal not great going forward. Yes, they got Saka, but I think there's. If I was a betting person, I would bet on Arsenal win. Obviously, as most people would. Let's not be silly, but I would say it's a 60-40 or a 70-30 maybe they could get a draw, which is probably better than it was a few weeks ago. Just because they have been unlucky at home and they've created more XG at home than they have away. So hopefully they get. I think they don't want to score early. It's one of those classic cliche. I think you kind of want to hold, keep it tight. Arsenal might get a bit jittery and then see what happens. It also, for me, very much depends on how strenuous Wednesday night is for Arsenal.
Yeah, Real. Yeah.
They're travelling. So Arsenal will travel to Madrid. I think it's Wednesday night, if I've got that right. It means they won't get back till Thursday. They'll rest. They'll probably train maybe Friday, Saturday. So they won't have limited training time between there and there. They'll have a couple of days of recovery. There'll be match day, +3 maybe. I can't remember. I did a match better than that. But they're not going to be as fresh. And it will just really be how much he's going to put. If they win on Wednesday night, which, to be frank, at 3-0 out against the Madrid side that seem to have hit a bit of a lump in the road, you'd expect them to. Their focus might be slightly on that, right? Because they've got a game the following week. It starts running on for them. So, it's all if buts and babies. But hey, I thought it'd be Brentford at the weekend, to be honest with you, because I thought Brentford, we're in a bit of a funny situation. They're safe, aren't they? They're not going down, and but in the end, they drew in the end. So we shall see. There's a bit of a chance, but it still massively backs Arsenal to go and get a result. And then it just goes on to Tottenham for us, doesn't it?
Which, if we're honest, people, when you sit and analyse all that and you look at the stats, the smart money says that is where it is wrapped up, in all honesty. But we will see what it brings. So there we go, people. In simple terms, the eye test was right. It was good in the first half. A lot of threat, maybe not converted, but a lot better. When the subs came on, boy, did it go downhill. The left back, there's still a question mark about that as well. Salah was brilliant for that period. Everything sort of systemically collapsed the second half. All you can say is for 90 minutes, thank God Alisson was in the goal. And Leicester away, there's no excuse. So we will see what that brings as well. All that leaves me to say as ever is Bart, for the time, the insight, the stats, and the analysis, it is much appreciated, pal.
No worries. Anytime.